Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Moose Racing League. It is, of course, Sunday night, which means it's Moose Night, and you will be joining me to watch Tier 2 tackle round number 6 here at Las Vegas. They'll be gambling their money on who will finish out on top within this race tonight. We are running a little bit late this evening, purely based on a whole host of drama that's happened throughout the previous 3 tiers that have raced in Tier 5, 4, and 3. The Tier 3 race is still going on. It is approaching the final stages, and we will be getting going here very shortly. But just a couple of bits. So number 1, 3 tiers raced so far, 5, 4, and 3. There has been safety cars. There's been yellow flags. There's been DNFs galore. There was even a red flag, not a game-forced red flag, but there was a red flag in Tier number 4, caused by a driver not getting in his car. And then we had to restart the lobby. Anyway, plenty of drama, plenty of great driving so far, as well as some sketchy stuff. Obviously, with Las Vegas, of course, it is a real mix of long straights, the longest straight in Formula 1, I think, and a really technical Sector 2, which puts a challenge into our drivers, because a lot of drivers choose a low downforce setup to make the most of that real long back straight, where half of it is DRS. So we will be getting to the race very shortly. I say very shortly, but let's take a look, shall we, at what the current standings look like. We'll start off with the constructors' standings, I think, this week. So as it currently stands then, we've got Alpine out in front, 113 points. They lead the way after that 5 rounds of USA, Mexico, Brazil, Silverstone, and of course Bahrain. Second place, 23 points now after losing 10 points to Alpine last week. It is McLaren. McLaren on 90 points, sat in P2, and Mercedes jumping up a couple of positions with a wonderful performance last week, with a race win, I believe, and also a P3, if I remember rightly. So they're on 76 points, 14 points behind McLaren, and 37 points behind the leaders. Looking down at the bottom, then what we've got is we've got Williams. Williams on 13 points. They'll be looking to try and score some points tonight. Hopefully, we get ourselves a full lobby. We've got 10 drivers in at the moment. Obviously, like I say, we're running a little bit behind, but we will get some extra drivers in presently. So Williams will be looking to make hay while the sun shines. Hopefully, if they can get themselves climbing up this board, 10 points behind Ferrari, who sit in 9th place, and 11 points behind Aston Martin, who currently sit in 8th. It's quite spread out in that top half of this, 59, 73, 76 and 73, quite close, obviously, between Mercedes and Red Bull. But Kick Sauber a further 14 points back, and then a further 18 points back. It's the Racing Bulls, and the Racing Bulls and Haas currently tackling it out for P6. So that's the constructors' standings so far. The drivers' standings. Here are the drivers' standings then. So the leading driver so far on 88 points. And bear in mind, we saw that 90 points is the total score for McLaren. It's Mintoki. He currently leads the way on 88 points, 22-point gap then back to Major Castleman in the Alpine. Guenfro, last week's race winner, currently in 3rd place, jumping up a couple of positions after that race win last week. He's on 61 points, 5 points adrift of Major Castleman. And then I've got Happy Like Pies in the Kick Sauber in 4th. Sketchy Ball drops a couple of positions then after only scoring 4 points last week. Only scoring 4 points last week. And then we've got Freddie Rozelle on 37, a further 10 points back. Closely fought with Packets on 34, who's probably going to be reserving again tonight. Yeah, he's reserving in the Red Bull this evening. Fake Mano, a former champion here, of course, as is Happy Like Pies and Guenfro. Fake Mano in 8th place, 26 points, 22 points to Lansharky. We've then got TTRE, name I can't read, reserve. Let's see if he's in already. He isn't in already, but I can't read his second name there. Ikami, it's Ikami. He's in 10th place on 20 points, 16 points for Com45. City of R on 15 points. Rich Sebi on 13 points, 11 points for Angry Shadow. And finishing out your top 15 on 10 points, it's JZ or JS, one of the two. So that's the drivers' standings. That's the driver's standing. Let's take you to the track then, shall we? Let's have a little look at the track. It's Las Vegas. It's 6.1 kilometers, 3.8 miles, 17 turns. As we mentioned, 2 DRS zones. Real long one on that back straight. And then between turns 4 and 5, we've also got a DRS zone as well into a tight right-hander, 90-degree right-hander, which can cause cars to lose a little bit of front wing, especially on that front left end plate. The big long straight is incredibly powerful. DRS only for half of that long straight. So battery usage, certainly towards the latter stages of this race, will be incredibly important, as the latter stages mean that people will be farming their battery. There'll be a strategic use of ERS all the way down. A little bit of trivia for you. So today, obviously, if you didn't know, then it's too late. But we had a champion crowned today. It was Max Verstappen. Obviously, he was crowned champion. There have been 3 champions crowned at Las Vegas in only 4 Grand Prix. So Keke Rosberg and Max Verstappen and the Brazilian guy, Nelson Piquet. They are the guys that have been crowned champions at Las Vegas, Rosberg and Piquet back in 81/82, when it was known as the Caesars Palace Grand Prix. We are getting ready to go into a short qualifying session. We are going to have drivers joining throughout the session. So I'm going to jump into the lobby. Hopefully the capture card is working. It is. As you can see, we've not got many drivers in at the moment. So we will have drivers jumping in throughout the course of this quali. You'll see Moo Bouncy just joins. So we will get some drivers joining in as we begin to tackle it. So if you're in the chat right now, feel free to say hi. Are you a driver? Are you a fan? Are you just here to enjoy some Moose racing action? If you've not hit the subscribe button, please do. It is, of course, free to subscribe. And we are on our next. My lord, let me just hold my breath 1 second, because yes, we are in Las Vegas. We are in the desert. But if you can see what I can see here, we've got rain tumbling from the sky. The 12 drivers that we've got in at present will be a little bit bemused by this. And as the drivers join, they will, of course, be looking to get themselves out. The track looks relatively dry, even though we've got a little bit of rain. The track does look to be relatively dry. I say the track, the pit lane looks to be relatively dry. So hopefully this is just a passing shower. Boom, it really is raining. Can you absolutely believe that? Major Castleman's made the decision to throw on the intermediate tyre, as has Freddie Rozelle. We have got a car coming out. I believe it's Mood Bouncy. He's going to go out on the soft tyre then. And as you can see, we'll jump on board with him. You can see the rain impacting the track. So it probably is intermediate conditions in this qualifying session. We've had a lot of drama so far tonight in Las Vegas over the first 3 tiers. And, yeah, we've got a little bit more. So, yeah, Cody, boom, welcome in. As you can see, struggling in the braking zone. Down at turn number 4 is Bouncy. And I would imagine that he will be coming back in to throw himself on some intermediate tyres, because it doesn't look to me like it's going to get too much better too quickly. And this might be a wasted run on the soft tyres. I guess from... oh, good Lord. I guess from what we've seen so far, it'll be interesting if it does dry up towards the end of this short qualifying session here, of course, with Moose Racing League. So it's going to be an 18-minute session to determine the grid. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have some of the wet stuff in Las Vegas. You'd be disappointed, wouldn't you, if you'd booked your holiday for this week and it rains? Because there won't be many days rain in Las Vegas, that's for sure. I was going to see who is next out. It might be Major Castleman. Yeah, Major Castleman's on the intermediates then. So we'll get ready to jump on with him shortly. Let's just see what Bouncy does. If Bouncy heads on for a lap, oh my word. He is going to do it. No, he isn't. He's going to drift over and go into the pit lane. Or is he? No, he's not. He's a tease. He is a big tease. We'll stay on board then as we head round for the first hot lap at Las Vegas in Tier 2 Moose Racing League, Sunday nights. It seems to actually have quite a bit of, I was going to say quite a bit of grip as he's power sliding round turns 1 and 2. Here comes turn number 4, turn 3 and 4, and then it's the long run. DRS is available, but it looks to me as though Bouncy has indeed backed out of this lap. So let's jump on with Major Castleman then. He has got a hot lap signified. Osmari, how you doing? Welcome in. Yo, Josh, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But we do have turn 4 complete without a car in the wall. Down towards turns 5 and 6 then. This is where the track gets a little bit more technical now in this middle sector. You can ride the curb on the first part. Riding the curb on the second part is quite brave, I think, because it can bottom out and send you spinning, rear wheels kicking out to the left, taking you into the wall on the right-hand side there. Now we've got this long run. I had an incident here myself this evening where I lost the back end round about here over that bump. It doesn't look too bad here, actually. Now it's the tight left-hander, of course, into the long straight down the strip. You'll see, are we going to see the rear wing open? Is DRS still active? We are about to find out. We are, yeah, DRS is still active, ladies and gentlemen. So we are going to see the rear wing open up. There it goes. Major Castleman then, the first guy to set a lap tonight. The rain looks as though it might be getting a little bit lighter. Of course, we will see a dry line forming pretty quickly as these cars, the most expensive vacuum cleaners in the world, as they hoover up that wet stuff. And now it's pedal to the metal all the way down to that start-finishing line. You can get real close to the curb on the inside there as you cut across. It's a 139 flat then. That's the first time we've got on our hands tonight. We've got a That might be Moo Bouncy digging himself into the pitch. Yes, it is. Then we've got the 2 Red Bulls, is it? So Freddie Rozelle is the first of the 2 Red Bulls. He's going to be across the line next. Looks like he's going to go quicker. Yes, a 37.3. And then it's Packets next. Packets is diving into the pits. He was trying out the soft tyre. Not working. We've got MB Jacobson. He's on his outlap next. Where are you watching from tonight then, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we've just got a small lull in proceedings. 13 of you guys in right now. Have you been racing tonight? Have you enjoyed your race? Are you yet to race in Tier 1? Or are you just here along for the ride? Pick a driver. Got 15 of the drivers in right now. And it's going to be MB Jacobson. Somebody in my fellow stewarding team that will be next out for a lap of the hot stuff as he goes into turn 1. Seems to have, certainly in comparison to Moo Bouncy when he was on the soft tire, a little bit better traction. Into turns 3 and 4. And then it's the run down to turn number 5. Is it turn 5? Yes, turn 5 it is, the turn 5. DRS is still activated. So the rain does look like it's abating ever so slightly. We might see some guys come out on those soft tyres towards the back end. Turn 6 and 7, as we've spoken about previously. Real tight turn. This is where you can invalidate if you're not careful. Certainly around here, again, being very brave, taking that inside at turn number 7 or 8. And then it's pedal to the metal again. All the way down this hill. All the way up this slight incline, should I say. You'll note that he's still got loads of battery left, so he's on a hot lap. He hasn't really deployed much ERS, and he might be saving it for now. So there it is. So he did have 95%. Mr. Testarossa. Tier 4 was not fun. Tier 4 was interesting, sir. It was definitely interesting. Wing still wide open, down to 42% then. Getting up to speeds of 212, 213 miles an hour, 14. So not too much different then to the speeds that we saw in Tier 4. I know obviously these guys are much quicker. We'll see some hot lap overtake button action now then on this long run down towards the line. Fatweed looks like he's out on a lap as well, as does Sharky. It's a 39.9 for MB Jacobson. He goes third fastest. How is... the rain is slowing down a little bit. And here goes Fatweed then. What's Fatweed going to throw down? In the McLaren. Fake Mano is flashing between inters and wets. He's a big tease as well. He's a big tease. Oh, did he win Tier 3, did he, in the end? Oh, close that one for Fatweed. Gets very close to the wall on the exit onto that long run down towards the final little chicane that we have here at Las Vegas. What would you score Las Vegas then, ladies and gents, as a track? Score it out of 10. What would you score it? The 3 races I've done here, I finished P1, P4, and P5. So I'm gonna rate it a solid 8. Major Castleman takes the provisional pole, 137.1. Is Fatweed going to challenge that then? He's got some significant pace, but he's going to be outside it. But on the soft tyre, he goes third fastest. Freddie Rozelle has got the soft tyre on now as well. Who's next? We've got Happy Like Pies. He's in the middle of Sector 2. In General 3. In this game, 7. Okay. Okay, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I'm not a massive fan of it. But you'll see, ladies and gentlemen, the rain has stopped. So everybody who did a lap on the inters, that looked very ropey going over that. But he's managed to keep it solid. It's a 59-4 split then as he makes his way down towards the DRS zone. There it is. That's the detection line. And he'll just about get ready to pass the actual DRS line now. And there you can see that wing wide open. Again, 211, 213 before he hits the heavy braking zone into the left. You can take quite a lot of curb on the second part of that little chicane there. As long as your right tyres are one side and your left tyres are the other, you're in good shape. And actually, Happy Like Pies will dive into the pits. That will be him done and dusted. Major Castleman's gone back out, has he? On intermediate tyres. 2.5 seconds slower, so he's not doing it. Sharky. Sharky, again, he's heading towards the line. Looks like he's trying to set himself another hot lap, trying to beat a 38. Dives into the pits, though. Is an Alpine going to follow him? That looks like it might be Sketchy Bull, is it? No, that was Major Castleman diving in. Okay then, so Sketchy Bull's on an outlap. Move Bouncy now after utilising those soft tyres on his first run and thinking better of it. Sets a purple sector 1. So Move Bouncy looking real good here. Seems to get a little bit of oversteer on the exit there. But a nice wide line. So a wide line on the entry to that turn. Then you can hug the curb on the inside. You've got to be careful. There's a big bump on the entry to that. Oh, just about misses the wall there, Bouncy. Purple sector 2, 58.4. So that's 1 second quicker than whomever we were on with before. Come on, there must be some more scores for Las Vegas. Out of 10, how do you rate the track? Only Eruption has got off the fence so far. He's rated at a 7. As Gwenfro, last week's winner on the intermediate tyre, sets a 136.2. So maybe even though it doesn't look like it's raining anymore and it doesn't look wet on track, this game does have a propensity to still be relatively slippy and slidey. But we're going to see Bouncy better that, and that is a sensational lap from Bouncy. A 134.7 for the Aston Martin. He goes quickest. We've got a V-Carb. That is Black Baller. He's on an outlap right now. Fake Mano's also on an outlap. Do we have anybody on an actual lap? Sketchy Bull. Sketchy Bull's on a lap. 26.7 in Sector 1 for him. What's that Sector 2 split going to be looking like? We're looking for something in the 58s. That's a 56.6. So I think that's pretty significant when it comes to time. So Sketchy Bull looking like he's going to be competing for that provisional pole position then. We have no idea what the time left is. 6.5 minutes. There you go. So we're 2/3 of the way through this qualification session then, the short qualification session. A little bit deep into the first part, but makes the second part look easy. And now he's on the long run down towards the finish. And he will hug this inside line as he goes in. He doesn't hug it. Oh, yeah, he does. There he goes. He hugs it nice. And it's a 32.7. So the times will be coming down significantly. I would imagine we'll be getting into the 30s. So the guys have got 2 and a bit seconds to find. Getting an opportunity to test how their ERS deployment works as Packets now takes provisional pole with a 32.2. We do have an Alpine, I believe. That's a major customer on outlap. We've got an Aston Martin coming into the pits, I think, in Bouncy. Yeah, he'll be coming into the pit lane. Then we've got the 2 V-Carbs. So first it's going to be Black Baller. So he is significantly slower. No DRS, you can see, and he's actually lost an end plate, front end plate. We've got then a Kick Sauber. Is that Happy Like Pies? No, it'll be MB Jacobson on his next run. 139.9, and he's 5.8 seconds quicker at Sector 2. Not using battery, using hot lap. So that still will deploy, obviously, a little bit of battery all the way down. Gets himself up to 212 miles an hour. And then he'll deploy battery on this run down towards the finish when he straightens up. There he is. Straightens up, gets the wheels pointing, and here he goes. MB Jacobson. Can MB Jacobson tackle this the front of this? He's going to struggle to get to pole. It's 3rd place. Happy Like Pies may well be next. He's got an Alpine in front of him, actually. Major Castleman, possibly. And he's going to go into the pits. Major Castleman cross the line? No. It was somebody else coming into the pit lane. Fake Mano crosses the line. He must have invalidated because that was a 131. Com 45 then. Another Aston Martin. It's currently sat at the back, not set a time with us yet. I missed his split as Major Castleman is the first driver into the 31s then with a 31.3. Oh, quite a heavy hit on that curb on the entry to the chicane for Com 45, but he's going to head down towards the finish line and set himself a lap. He is going to be in is he? Oh, it's a late dive into the pit lane from Com 45. He's pulled out of that lap. Fake Mano. He will be coming back again. And here we go. It's Freddy, is it? No, it's Fatweed. Fatweed, yellow flags in Sector 1. That looks like it's a Mercedes that's gone straight on. Yeah, it's Gwenfro. So a mistake there from Gwenfro on his outlap. Purple Sector 1 for Fatweed, though. Gets a lot of curb on the inside of that tight left-hander. Invite you, please, Pete. Okay. Here you go, Pete. 55.2 for Fatweed on the split. Border X-Man, can Burn get an invite too? Lobby for Haas. Burn, as in Burn Victim, yeah. I'll do my very best, mate. Let me just see this, the end of this lap. We'll try and get Burn in as well. I don't know whether Burn's got me added. Second for Fatweed. I don't know whether Burn's got me added. I nearly quit then. That would have been embarrassing. You have to understand that these lobbies, these invite lists, are real sketchy. Doesn't look like I've got Burn Victim. Bear in mind, I have to go through 344 names here to try and get people in. See if he can get his teammate to do it, mate. This is the problem when you don't have a co-host. The Xbox lobby invite system is just broke. Burn has joined. Okay, Burn's joined. That's good. We've got Albon in as well. So 1 minute, 10 seconds left then of this session. And it's going to be Fatweed who's going to take it on himself to try and get onto that front row. No, he's done. He's had enough. So let's get on with Gwenfro then. Gwenfro on a lap. 1.4 seconds better off last time round for him. He is on a hot lap. Down towards the tight right-hander. Doesn't get that quite right. You can go 2 tyres either side of that curb. On the entry, Mr. Lethal Pete has retired from the session. Hopefully these guys can take control of the cars quite deep into that first part of that chicane as well. Then onto the left-hander he goes. Track dry now. No rain. But can the Mercedes man get himself up into contention for that pole position? Again, a little bit out of shape. Is he going to get a long distance tow here from that car out in front? Because that car can't set a time now. It's 15 seconds. It's a bit of a long distance tow. Is that going to be Edge out in front? It looks like it might be Edge. Yeah, and Edge gets out of the way to allow Gwenfro. Has it done enough, though? Lovely stuff. Nicely navigated through there, Gwenfro. Currently sat P7 with a 34.7. What's this time going to be? Is he going to challenge for that top spot, that pole position? Hugging that left-hand side. And he does with a 31.3. Packets. He's on a lap as well. We've got an Aston Martin about to cross the line, though. Is that Com 45? It is. Here comes Com. Goes 4th fastest. Next across the line, it is Black Baller. Black Baller, 32, gets himself up to P6. Then we've got the Ferrari of Sharky, is it? Yeah, Sharky's going to be next across the line. No worries, Pete. My absolute pleasure. The Ferrari never sounds like it's going very quick, but it is. P3. Kick Sauber's MB Jacobson, is it? It isn't. It was Happy Like Pies. Happy Like Pies get himself up to P4. Packets, though. Packets into the 30s. 30.8 for the Red Bull. That's what MB Jacobson's got to be looking at right now. Can he get himself onto that front row? It's not going to be. He's going to be in the 32s. 4th fastest. Sketchy Bull. Still pushing hard in the Alpine then. Currently sat P10. 32.5. This looks reasonable, though. That was Com 45 getting himself up to P8. This does look reasonable. And it is. Sketchy Bull. 30.6. Freddie Rozelle crossed the line as well. Same times. Was that the same times, was it, Osmari? I didn't see it was exactly the same times. We'll have a look now, though. Yeah, Major Castleman and Gwenfro set in exactly the same time, but out in front, it is actually Freddie Rozelle that got pole position with a 30.5, closely followed. Joining him on the front row is Sketchy Bull in the Alpine. Then it's Red Bull again. Packets this time in P3 with Major Castleman in P4. Gwenfro's Mercedes P5, Sharky P6, Kick Sauber's Happy P7, P8 it's Bouncy, P9 Fatweed, P10 Com45, MB Jacobson 11, 12 it's Black Baller, 13 J-Joe Edge, Fake Mano, Mr. Lethal Pete, and Burn. 4 or 5 of those drivers didn't quite get to set a time, but Freddie Rozelle, at the last second, the dying moments of that qualification session, throwing the Red Bull on the front row, on pole position, and Red Bull team principal will be a happy boy with P1 and P3 secured on the grid for tonight. As you can see, it is, of course, no rain now, thankfully. We didn't have that same beautiful thing when we started qualification. There was rain in the air, and the guys did test out the intermediates. They also tested out the softs on the wet track as well, for future reference. How many people have we got in the chat right now? 21 of you in the chat. Right. What's your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen? Mintoki, not in the lobby tonight. The championship leader, not in the lobby. So we've got an opportunity to close the gap at the top of the standings. I'm actually going to, I'll tell you what I'm going to do next. I'm actually going to sit on a nice chair because I'm sat on a wooden chair at the moment. We don't want to do that. We do not want to do that. We want to sit and commentate in comfort. Of course we do. Of course we do. So what's your thoughts on strategy then? If you've raced already tonight, if you've not raced, what's your strategy got to be in terms of this track? I'm always one for going on the softer compound of tyre first. I'm not suggesting soft, but softer. So if I'd go on the medium tyres. But it's 5 lights on. They'll soon be out. There they go. And that means that it's Sunday night showtime here at Moose Racing League as Sketchy Bull makes a brave dive up the inside at turn number 1 to try and take the lead away from Freddie Rozelle. But Freddie will hold out through turns 3 and 4. Trying to go around the outside. Yellow flags in sector 1. It's a kick Sauber to Haas. And, it's a virtual safety car straight off the bat. So Freddie and, MB Jacobson picks up 10 seconds worth of penalties for a severe collision with J-Joe. J-Joe currently sat in P14 with Edge, Burn, and MB Jacobson. Not a good start to proceedings for the Haas team. P14 and 16. Obviously, I don't think they particularly set times. But as it currently stands, Freddie Rozelle has managed to maintain his lead of this race. Medium to hard, says Sean. Optimal lap 10 or 11. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Mediums, get the mediums done out of the way. Then if there is a full virtual safety car, you can actually throw the hard tyre on, can't you? You know, first 5 laps, if there's a safety car, you can throw that hard tyre on and hope, actually, that there's another safety car towards the end of the race. We've seen plenty of safety cars so far in Moose Racing League. Let's see if we've got any damage. So, yeah, MB Jacobson's got damage. Burns got damage. I think Edge has got damage. J-Joe, has J-Joe got damage as well? J-Joe looks to have a full intact wing as it currently stands. Fake Mano racing alongside... Fake Mano's got no wing at all. So Fake Mano, lots of cars. 4 of the bottom 5 cars getting piled up in an incident then. Still virtual safety. It's now full safety car conditions. It says virtual safety car top left. But as you can see on the track map, there is the yellow dot of the full safety car. Now, let's just double check what the situation is from a tyre point of view. We're going to see a host of cars diving into the pit lane. So Fake Mano will be able to throw the hard tyre on. Burn, though. Burn's already on the hard tyre, so he's going to have to stop again no matter what, because he's going to throw on a medium tyre now. So 4 cars in the pits. And it'll be Freddie Rozelle in the Red Bull that picks up the safety car. Let's just have a quick check on positions change throughout the course of the race. Mr. Lethal Pete, he's the big winner so far, up 7 positions in the Williams, reserving up. We've then got up 1, both Black Baller, Fake Mano, and Burn. With the big loser so far, it's MB Jacobson down 6 positions in P17. We've also got Fatweed down a few positions as well. Looks like he might have got himself caught up in that shenanigans off the start line. So, the red Mercedes is out yet again. Not for the first time this evening in Moose Racing League. Las Vegas has caused us some drama early on within a race. Okay, right. Let's just have a quick... Oh, you got the possible race strategies there. So, one stop, lap 11 to 17, it says. For going for the medium to the hard. I'm pretty sure we will have somebody doing more than one stop tonight. Because we've obviously got both Edge and Burn have had to go and throw that medium tyre on. Can the medium tyre take 20-odd laps? Who knows? Who's the red Mercedes? Josh. It's our good friend Bert. Bert, oh my God, I've forgotten his name. Bert Mylander. In the red Mercedes, doing another lap. Waiting for it to come back on. Wi-Fi immediately popped out. Oh, no. Are you not behind the wheel then, mate? No. No, you're not, because you'd be weaving. That's driving in a straight line. Oh, bouncy, 10 seconds, and that's going into the pit lane. You can't overtake a car. When you're going into the pit lane, you still can't overtake a car. You can't go in front of it because it's classified as ignoring the yellow flags. And Bouncy will come in and try and get that 10-second penalty. He'll get the 10-second penalty removed. So he's not actually lost out there. He'd still be at the back. And they've obviously taken the 10-second penalty away. Yeah, they've taken the 10-second penalty away. But you can't dive in front of another car, even on the pit lane entry where the white line signifies you're on the way into the pits. If you overtake a car, you do get a penalty for ignoring yellow flags. It's not going to cost him anything, though. I'm pretty sure we won't get a... we might get the race up and running again by lap 4. Just depends if Bouncy can get himself back up to the rear of this field. Ready for the restart. As ever then at Las Vegas, it doesn't tend to disappoint from a drama point of view. We will have, no doubt, more drama, more bits of car missing. And there'll be track limit penalties as well, I would assume. Bouncy's managed to catch up to the back of the pack before the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3. So we may well see us restarting this race ready for lap 4. We'll find out in a moment as the safety car crosses the Sector 3 line. Or as the back marker crosses the Sector 3 line. Yeah, race control suggests that the safety car is coming in this lap. So we'll see now, on board with Sketchy Bull, we'll see that Freddie Rozelle will be quite slow. When's he going to hit the pedal? But Sketchy Bull ready to pounce. And the cars all obviously lined up behind him. How long is Freddie going to wait before he gets that throttle down to the floor? And there he goes. He is off. And as he caught Packett's out there, Packett's just dropping back ever so slightly. But Sketchy Bull all over the rear. Didn't catch Sketchy Bull out in the Alpine. Into Sketchy, then into turn 1. Sketchy goes. Packett's 6 and a bit tenths, 7 and a bit tenths now. Looks like Packett's might have been caught sleeping ever so slightly. He is going to be, obviously, going to have an opportunity to get back into DRS range if he drops out of it, because there's no DRS on lap 1 of this safety car restart. Both guys go very deep into this turn. We're going to see Sketchy trying to make a move. This will be optimistic on this chicane. And, yeah, Sketchy decides better of it. But the line of the Red Bull in front, Freddie Rozelle, it was compromised going through there. And it's allowed the other guys to close back up. Both drivers out in front making a small mistake. Send me an invite. I'll do my very best, mate. Give me a second. The problem I've got with this, mate, is it takes me forever to find people. But I'll do my very best. There you go, bud. So lap 4 of 25, then we're back racing, and Sketchy Bull looks like he's going to make a move up that long back straight, utilising a bit of battery to take the lead of this race. We'll see in the background a little bit more action from an Alpine driver, Major Castleman, currently sat second or third in the standard. That looked like somebody going very deep into that chicane, but it looks like people have survived. Burn victim currently sat P13, Pete up into P8, Major Castleman and Packets crossing the line together, side by side into turn 1. Who's going to come out of this on top? It'll be inside line for Major Castleman, but then, of course, Packets might have the inside line. No, he's dropped in behind, and Edge has retired from this session in the Mercedes. He's decided against racing any further. So we have 16 drivers left in the Las Vegas Grand Prix Tier 2. It's Moose Racing League, and it's Sunday night, of course. And we always have ourselves a show on a Sunday night. Through we go, then. Through we go. At the back, MB Jacobson, Bouncy, and J-Joe making their way through those turns at the end of Sector 1, start of Sector 2. And off the back now a bit, J-Joe, 3.1 seconds off the back. Tell you who's not 3 seconds off the back, though. It's Freddie Rizal. So Freddie utilising a little bit of overtake there, but then dumping it onto the hot lap. 65% battery for him. Medium use for Sketchy Bull. And these 4 cars out in front, obviously there's teammates here. Alpine, Red Bull, Alpine, Red Bull. They'll be looking to work together. Will Packets make the move on his teammate also? Sorry, Major Castleman. Yes, he will. Major Castleman will get the job done. Freddie Rizal, Major Castleman, Sketchy Bull, Packets. Happy Like Pies, Gwenfro, Sharky in close contention as well. The front of the leading pack in the Ferrari, it's Sharky. 1.6 tenths off the back as Freddie Rizal sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.4. We've then got Pete leading the charging and chasing pack. Sat in P8 in the Williams. He's got Fatweed, Fake Mano, Black Baller for company. Then another gap back to Com45. Now he's back in the lobby. Hopefully he can close that gap back up. Sketchy Bull, though, is going to be racing. He's going to take a position back from Packets. So Packets momentarily did get himself up into P3, but Sketchy Bull retains it. Through the DRS zone and then the tight right-hander. Sharky doing a fantastic job to hang on to the back of this leading pack. Now Pete has been stranded, and Pete will find himself under immense pressure going down that long back straight. DRS about a third of the way down is the detection point, and then halfway down we've got the DRS. But of course, it being so straight, the toe is so incredibly powerful. And here the guys go then. Let's just jump on board with Fatweed, actually. Fatweed, real good traction out of there. Close, a couple of tenths down on Pete, and Pete moves over to the right to kind of get himself out of the way. Fatweed just using medium DRS wing wide open. He's going to find himself under pressure from Fake Mano, actually. Fake Mano goes through, so it's Fake Mano taking P number 9, and Fake Mano's going to try and go around the outside, is he? Little bit of a corner cut that from Pete. Might have found himself a warning. Gets a little bit out of shape, as does Fatweed then on that run down to the start-finish line to start lap number 7 for these guys. Out in front, we've already got Freddie. He's lost the lead of this race to Major Castleman. Oh, Sketchy just connects with the wall ever so slightly. That's going to cost him a tiny little bit of time. Not too much, though. Down towards turn number 5 they go. Are we going to see Freddie make a move? No, has a little look on the inside. You can take that corner so much better if you start wider and then 2 tyres over the over the right-hand side. The 2 right tyres over the right-hand side of the sausage curb. The left one staying on the track. So much more of a better line. Black Baller challenges Fatweed there for P10. We'll stick it on board with these guys, though, for the time being. Sharky's dropped off the back of this group. Over a second, then. Is he going to get himself back into position? I don't think he is. He's got a job to. He's only got 6% battery left. He's going to have a job to get himself back up into DRS, and it's not going to work. But what we will see is we'll see Sketchy Bull, great toe down there behind the Red Bull of Freddie Rizal, all the way down then towards that final chicane. But Freddie Rizal and Sketchy really tussling it out. Major Castleman down to 3rd, and Sketchy Bull up into 1st. We'll see a lot of this over the course of this race, and it'll be all about how we get these battery numbers all built back up. You'll see 30-something% for the two Red Bulls, 40 actually for Freddie, as they're all tight, close, bunched up at turn number 1 and 2. Into turn 3 and 4 we go then. Here, lap 8 of 25 then at Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Freddie Rozelle on the charge, looking down the inside of Sketchy Bull there. Gets the job done nice and early. How does he take it? Looks like Sketchy Bull did get a good drive out of that corner though. So it's Red Bull, followed by 2 Alpines, then another Red Bull. So 2 pieces of Red Bull bread with 2 pieces of Alpine meat in the middle. Making ourselves an Alpine sandwich here at Vegas. Looking back from that rear wing. It's a 6-car race now. Sharky really has been unfortunate. He's, oh, the Wi-Fi's gone again for Com. Unfortunately, mate, that is not good. If you get back in, mate, I will try and invite you back in. But Sharky's having a job on his hands now. He is going to get closed down by Fake Mano, Lethal Pete, and Blackball. None of which have got DRS, by the way, due to the gaps. But Sharky's just dropping off the back. He's going to have to try and build that battery back up. As out in front, Freddie Rozelle jumps up into P2. The 2 Alpines now being split by Freddie. So now it's a Freddie sandwich. Plenty of tight racing. Major Castleman has dropped off ever so slightly as Freddie and Sketchy Bull just extend the lead up to 6/10 now coming into turn number 1. Wenfro just happy at the minute. 50-odd% battery. Let's just double check those battery numbers. So Freddie Rozelle now up to 86% battery. You'll see he's not using any battery at the moment. Just farming it quite nicely, utilising the DRS and the tow as Byrne makes a move there on Black Baller down into turn number 5. Byrne in the Haas. He's another guy reserving up tonight alongside Mr. Lethal Pete. Fatweed at the back of the grid. So Fatweed looks like he's jumped in to throw some fresh tyres on. Yeah, 1 lap old tyres. He's just got past J-Joe, so I don't know what happened to J-Joe there. Because Fatweed was, I think, at the back. J-Joe on 8 lap old medium tyres, so he will probably have to pit again. But this could be a master stroke here from Fatweed. He'll be able to take those hards all the way to the end. And he's going to be on much fresher tyres than our other hard runners in Fake Mano, Lethal Pete, Jacobson and Bouncy. So he's going to be on much fresher tyres. Out in front again, yet another exchange of the lead. Major Castleman taking it up this time from Freddie. Sketchy Bull Packets, Happy Like Pies and Gwenfro. As we see a piece of car flying off. Now, whose was that? That was the Alpine of Sketchy Bull has lost a left end plate. So that's going to compromise his ability to make turns in that sector too. And he's been relegated all the way down to P5. He's going to try and fight this. Oh, as round goes, Happy Like Pies lost lots of wing, and he's going to have to sit there and wait until some of these cars have gone past him. He's pointing the wrong way, and he's blocking the pit lane. He's close to a disqualification, and the full safety car comes out. Are we going to see Com jump in? No, Com's not going to be able to jump in. He's not behind his wheel. Fatweed, though, he will now be able to jump back up towards the back of this group. Full safety car here. Second one of the night. Lap 9. Lap 10. Begging your pardon. Of 25. Not quite half race distance. And we've had 2 safety cars. J-Joe. That's a good thing for J-Joe. He really needed that safety car. And that's going to happen for him right now. He'll throw those hard tyres on to take towards the end of this race. Or to the end of this race. What do Fake Mano and Lethal Pete do, though? They're the 2 leading hard runners. The safety car will collect Major Castleman, but I would imagine your top 6 are all going to dive into the pits for the hard tyre. That is pretty much a guarantee. You'd pit probably lap 10 or 11 anyway, so now's a perfect time to jump in and get those white rimmed hard tyres on. Will Fake Mano and Lethal Pete make the decision to throw the quicker, softer compound medium tyres on as well? I would suggest that the most most drivers will jump into the pits. Into the pits comes top 4 for sure. Sketchy Bull can get his wing replaced. That means he might get jumped. So Fake Mano and Lethal Pete have both stayed out. So they are going to be on the old tyre. Fake Mano has already pitted, don't forget. Let's just double check the stop situation. Yeah, Fake Mano's already pitted. Mr. Lethal Pete has not. So Pete is going to have to pit again. Everybody else has got a pit stop done now. Happy Like Pies is in. Com45 is in. Happy will be getting his wing fixed. It'll be a wing fix for Sketchy Bull. Sketchy Bull's dropped a few positions there down to P8. It was a good start from him. But of course, some kind of incident coming out of that final chicane did cause an end plate to go spiralling off the car into the air. So everybody's done at least one stop, bar Mr. Lethal Pete in that Williams. Just checking on the tyre situation. Then we do have 3 medium runners who, by the time the safety car comes in, by the way, so we won't get racing again on lap number 12. I would not have thought. We're looking at J. Joe at the back of the grid there. It looks like J. Joe's going to take at least another lap to get caught up to the back of this group, the safety car train, which is headed by Fake Mano. Now, Fake Mano has stopped. He's got old hard tyres on. Pete's are a little bit older. Major Castleman, Freddie Rizal, Gwenfro Sharkey, Packets and Sketchy Bull, and everybody, in fact, is going to be rapid behind him. You've got potential, knowing that you've got a Tier 4 driver behind you who's reserving up, to perhaps do this safety car restart a little bit earlier than just that slow, drawn-out ride to the line. If Fake Mano decides to press the pedal, the throttle pedal, coming out of that final chicane, the one that they're going through right now, if Fake Mano decides to hit the throttle early doors and get racing real quick, nobody can pass Lethal Pete until the timing line. So if he gets it going real quick out of the chicane and gets a real good exit, he might be able to get himself pulled a little gap before we begin to think about ERS. Cars are in AI, are they, bum? Oh, dear. We know Com45 might be in AI because he's not actually at his laptop at this present moment. His laptop. At his wheel or controller at this present moment in time. So, again, if there's cars in AI, you have to have a very, very good reason. Of course, make sure that gets reported if you're engineering for somebody. Keep trying to get a little bit of temperature into those old hard tyres now. Pete's got the gamble here that there's going to be another safety car, of course. You saw from Sumber's Twitch P5 and 6, which, as it currently stands, will be Gwenfro and Sharky. Well, I'm sure if reported, the stewards will take a close look. J-Joe and Com, says Bouncy. Okay. Well, J-Joe and Com are at the very back of the grid, and they may well have been disconnected. I know for sure Mark has had a disconnection. Bouncy, you're racing, so I'm hoping you're not in AI while you're typing, sir. Both disconnected. Get yourself back onto the wheel, sir. Get yourself back driving, Squire. Unless you're doing talk to text. Anyway, we're lap 12 of 25 here at Las Vegas Tier 2 MRL. It's Moose Sunday, and we will see racing begin at the start of lap number 13. Half race distance achieved then. Let's jump on board. Now, if I'm Fake Mano, I'm just going to go now if I'm Fake Mano. He's perhaps not let the safety car get out in front. I'd go now, purely because it gives you an opportunity to leave Pete in your wake as a Tier 4 driver, knowing that the other guys are on those fresh tyres behind. Although I guess his gamble is, as he does go now, and Pete's going to find himself under a little bit of pressure here, down towards Turn 1 from Major Castleman and Freddie. Sketchy Bull There's some kind of timing glitch there. He's right up alongside, and here we go then. Pete under pressure, gets a tiny little nudge from behind from Major Castleman. See, if you go early, that 7/10 gap might have been a little bit bigger. No DRS, of course, on this first lap on the safety car restart. Gets a tiny little bit out of shape. Pete just presses that overtake button. Give himself a little bit more traction and speed coming out. But you see behind him, 2/10. Pete is the proverbial champagne cork in the bottle, ladies and gentlemen, as Fake Mano has put a 1.1 second gap between himself and the Williams. Into the left-hander then before they go on that long stretch down the back straight. Lap 13 to 25 here at Las Vegas. No DRS just yet. And actually, Pete's managed to haul that gap back in. He has utilised a lot of his battery, though. And he is going to come under pressure from Major Castleman. Let's jump on board with Major Castleman then. He's looking around the outside then down towards... Oh, and he gets past either side. Red Bull one side. Alpine the other. As the Red Bull and Alpine get into it through the chicane. And it's Freddie Rozelle that takes P2 on the chase now behind Fake Mano. And Black Baller is out. We might see ourselves another safety car here. MB Jacobson's been caught up in the event as well. 10 seconds to MB Jacobson. And Black Baller's out of this race in the V-Carb. And it is our third full safety car here at Las Vegas. Where it's a bit of a shambles tonight so far. It's not the greatest. And Black Baller, unfortunately, the victim this time round, as Happy Like Pies and Fatweed. Fatweed has thrown the medium tyres on. Happy Like Pies getting fixes done to that car as well. MB Jacobson, a kick Sauber nightmare for the two green guys. Plenty of parts having to be replaced on those two cars this evening. Drama at the absolute extreme here at Las Vegas yet again. It's been pretty much the same all night, as Packets and Sharky having themselves a moment there under safety car conditions. We saw them exchange positions. Josh Francis says this is an easy dub for Freddie Rozelle. Well, do you know what? In theory, if we look at the position, should I say, that Freddie Rozelle is in at the moment, the leading car on the fresh hard tyre. He is behind Fake Mano. We know Fake Mano does have pace. He wouldn't be in this tier if he didn't. But he is, of course, on the 12-lap-old hard tyres. And it'll be a big decision from Fake Mano as to whether he now goes in and throws on some medium tyres. He would drop all the way back down to about P13 if he decided to do that, Jack. Yes, absolutely. No. Always causes a little bit of chaos and drama, does Las Vegas, as we see Lewis Hamilton up in the background there, and Sergio Perez, Max Verstappen. So, third safety car of the night then. MB Jacobson needs to get back to the pack, and yellow flag for Pete. Pete's made the same mistake that Bouncy made earlier on, has overtaken a car on his way into the pit lane. So Pete, to try and ditch the 13-lap-old hard tyres. Again, it won't have too much of an impact because he'll probably stop. He'll stop for that 10 seconds. He'll be stationary for 10 seconds. Whilst the 10-second penalty is served. Happy Like Pies. He's thrown on the hard tyre again. Burn Victim's gone for some softs. So now a mixture of strategy then. Burn Victim throwing the softs on. 15 of 25 laps around Vegas. We'll probably get racing again. We might get racing again on lap 16. It depends how quickly MB Jacobson can catch up to the back of this pack. But certainly we'll be racing by lap 17. I would imagine actually we'll probably get going again on lap 16. So good stuff. And again, a little fact for you if you weren't here when I talked about it earlier on, because we were a bit late watching. Max Verstappen isn't the only champion to be crowned at Las Vegas, even though prior to this there were only 3 Grand Prix in Vegas in 1981 and 82. There were two that were monikered as the Caesars Palace Grand Prix. And two champions were crowned, Keke Rosberg and Nelson Piquet, in those two races. That's a little fun fact for you tonight as we race around Las Vegas. So four Grand Prix in Vegas, 3 champions crowned. There you go, and there you have it. That's a little something I found out earlier on today. Right then, so MB Jacobson's managed to get himself up to the back of the pack. Lethal Pete's got some fresh tyres on, as has Byrne. Fatweed's got some freshies on as well. So those guys should demonstrate a little bit of pace. Can they work themselves? Oh, dear me. And they all won it from 5th place too. What, do you know what, Sean? That is a magnificent fact. I like what you've done there. Fact of the day. I like it. Thank you very much, Sean. Right then. Freddie then sat behind the V-Carb sugar-free Red Bull Visa Cash App of Fake Mano. When will Fake Mano apply the pressure to that throttle pedal and get going? There he goes right now. He hasn't caught anybody sleeping though. Freddie Rizal 4/10 off the back of him. Are we going to see moves made into turn 1? Gwenfro looks like he's having a look on the inside of Sketchy Bull, is he? As they go side by side. Gwenfro can't quite get the move done, but Sharky's managed to get a move done. Sharky getting a little bit out of shape though, and Gwenfro will get the move done back, will he? They're going to go side by side down towards turn number 5. And Sharky settles to stay in P6. Out of shape. A couple of cars, though. Move Bouncy getting out of shape there. Loses a position, does he? No, picks up a position from Packets. Both cars look like they might have come into each other there. As Com and MB Jacobson make their way through the chicane. Start of Sector 2, of course. This is part of the technical bit of the track. Double check it, Sean, but I think it's a fantastic start if it's right. Mr. Pete gets himself up into P13. Mistake there from Com45, perhaps. Maybe Com isn't behind the wheel just yet. But out in front, then, it's Fake Mano still leading this race. Major Castleman's going to find himself under pressure from Freddie Rizal. No DRS just yet. Both got the hot lap activated on their car, and they're going to close right in to this V-Carb of Fake Mano, but they're not going to be in a position to get the move done. They go side by side through that final chicane, though, as Freddie Rizal, Major Castleman, Sketchy Bull, Gwenfro, Bouncy, Sharky, Packets, Fatweed, close on the back of the Red Bull of Packets. Happy like pies. Burn Victim's got up a couple of places with those soft tyres on. DRS enabled as they cross the line then to start this. Lap 17. Moo, Bouncy and Gwenfro going side by side through turn 1. A little bit of a slide there from the Aston Martin. Fatweed and Packets doing the same thing there side by side as well. And all these guys are going to have DRS on that run down towards turn number 5. Freddie Rizal choosing to just stick it out at the moment, sitting behind Fake Mano, not making any kind of crazy move to cause any more chaos. 8.5 laps of racing to go. We've got ourselves a gap as well. That battling between Gwenfro, Bouncy and Sharky has meant that we now got a 1.9 second gap between P4 and P5. They did indeed. Superb fact that, Sean. Absolute winner of a fact. We love it. All people to win the World Championship in Grand Prix at Las Vegas did it from P5. Outrageous stat, but I love it. Right then, back out to the front because we're going to see Freddie Rizal take the lead of this race, and Fake Mano may well find himself at least in 3rd, if not 4th. Yeah, absolutely. Finds himself down in 4th place now. Still with plenty of battery left. As we come round to finish lap number 17. Com and JJ probably still disconnected there at the back. We're seeing plenty of stuff happening as Packets makes 2 positions up there on this race down towards the line. 4 cars in very close contention then as we get to turn number 1. And what a move that is from Bouncy, by the way, on the inside of Sharky. He's going to be battling it out with Gwenfro as well on the exit of turn number 4. And they'll race down towards turn 5. Hot in pursuit of Packets. 2.8 seconds off the back of Fake Mano now. So Fake Mano on the 16-lap hard tyre he can utilise these front cars to drag him along if he can stick around in DRS. He's got the gap behind him now. Can he stick it out with these guys leading the race? Farm some battery. You can see he's on 75% already. 90% for Sketchy, 76 for Major Castleman, and Freddie on 79 also. So all those top 4 cars have managed to farm their batteries quite nicely. Packet's 2.7 seconds off the back then as he sweeps through the end of Sector 2 towards the left-hander that makes this long run down. Let's see if we can invite you, my friend. Oh, not settings, not settings, not settings, not settings. Come on, come on. Where are you? There you are, mate. Got you. Got you, mate. Got you. Happy like pies. Bouncy, after Bouncy was battling up towards P6, and all of a sudden, it's all closed up again while we've been off screen. And Bouncy's now down in P10. Pete making up position there, up into P11. Burnvict in P12. Major Castleman sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.2. He'll lead the race. He'll lead us into lap number 19, of course, as the top 3 now. Fake Mano's dropped off the back. He's now not in this DRS train, so it's going to be hard work on those real old hard tyres now to maintain P4. He will find himself coming under pressure as Packets, Gwenfro, Fatweed all begin to work together to close the gap to Fake Mano. It's down to 2.4. 7-second gap's dead easy, Con. Dead easy. Don't you worry about it, mate. You'll be fine. 2.4, 2.5 seconds there between Packets and Fake Mano. But out in front, these 3 cars racing away. Major Castleman, Freddie Rozelle, and Sketchy Bull. Alpine, of course, in a real good position in terms of this Constructors title here on round 6 of 10 at Las Vegas. We'll see a change for the lead of this race, no doubt, before the end of this straight. The 2 wings will be open. There's one. That job gets done real quick. And here goes Sketchy Bull on the other side. So Sketchy Bull diving up the inside. Oh, goes pretty deep, though. There might be a little bit of drama and contact there. There is drama and contact as Major Castleman and Freddie Rozelle collect each other going through that final chicane. And that's allowed Packets through. The other Red Bull and Fate Mano has managed to get himself back up into P3 by taking advantage of that mistake between Freddie, or that incident, should I say, between Freddie and Major Castleman going through that final chicane on the run down to the start-finish line. Incredible scenes. More drama. What is Freddie going to do now? Packets just about managing to get himself. Is Packets in DRS? No, he's not. Is Packets going to let his teammate pass? Is Freddie going to... are the Red Bulls going to work together, or are they going to race? That's the question. It's down to the 2 Alpines now. Now, in this title challenge, Major Castleman sits 3rd in the championship. Sketchy Bull not to be seen in that top 3. So Major Castleman sat 3rd. Gwenfro, currently down in 6th, is 2nd in the championship standings. And Mintoki, who leads the way... Mintoki, who leads the way in the Drivers' Championship, is not racing this weekend. So it's a wonderful opportunity for Major Castleman to take the win and close the gap right down. I would imagine that they will be working together, the 2 Alpines. I can't imagine that they'll be racing, as Sketchy Bull does indeed let his teammate pass, does he? Yeah, he does. The 2 Red Bulls doing the same thing as Freddie Rozelle moves up into P3. 2 seconds now off the back of the 2 Alpines out in front. So interesting stuff. Are the Red Bulls racing, or are they working? That's the big question. Come on, Castle. Oh, come on. Castle took out Fred, says Snoop. I thought you were saying, come on, Castle. Well, I'm sure the stewards will have a look at it, Snoop. Absolutely, for sure. Unfortunately, I was on the onboard for Freddie, and I didn't see from the onboard position I had with the camera whether or not they just, who was in the lead, or, I'm assuming Freddie was in the lead because I had him in P3, and then, of course, Major Castleman got past him as they came together. So, be interested to see. I'm sure it'll go to the stewards for sure, because obviously Major Castleman hasn't given a position back, and he's streaking out in front. 2.4 seconds between Major Castleman. And actually, it's more than 2.4 seconds. It's 2.6 seconds between Major Castleman and Freddie Rizal. So if you're going to pick up a 5-second penalty for that incident, then Major Castleman, you've got work to do. You've got to find another 2.4 seconds over the remaining 5 laps of this race. As Sketchy will take the lead. These two have got to work together now, utilising that DRS. But, of course, Freddie and Packets. Freddie maintained his position there. Packets didn't take the position back from him. So all the hard work is Freddie. And we've got our first track limit penalty. And that goes to Happy Like Pies for his interpretation of track limits not meeting that of the race director. Sketchy Bull sets the fastest lap of the race with a 33.1. Always yell at the stewards, never the driver's fault. Absolutely. Guaranteed, Maud. We're here. We're here for it. You have been heard. That's the phrase, isn't it? Anyway, lap 22 and 25 here at Las Vegas. It's Major Castleman and Sketchy Bull out in front. 2.8 seconds the gap between Freddie and Major Castleman. Major Castleman, of course, will be investigated by the stewards, no doubt, later on. So he will need to pull a bigger gap than the current 2.4 second gap that he's got to Freddie Rizal, as Byrne becomes the second driver to pick up a penalty for track limits. Bouncy's decided to throw on some tyres, by the way. Freddie Rizal's actually not got a right wing end plate, so he is compromised as we see the Williams of Lethal Pete getting a little bit out of shape there. Pete should probably come under pressure from the chasing cars behind him. Caution, sector 2. That looks like, is that Com? No, that is Bouncy. Bouncy getting himself all out of shape going through that chicane, losing his right end plate. He will come under pressure from the AI of J-Joe, Fatweed and Sharky exchanging positions here on lap 22. Gwenfro and Fake Mano. Major Castleman leading the race, though, this time around. You'll note that Freddie Rizal has closed the gap between himself and whichever Alpine's in second place, down to 2.2 seconds. So good day so far for Alpine. Good day so far for Red Bull. Not so good if you're in a Haas or an Aston Martin so far. It has to be said. That will be hampering. Oh, Freddie getting a little bit out of shape there on the exit of turn number 5 then. This is where perhaps the 2 cars out in front of him will pull a little bit more time as he struggles to get that car turned in. Unsurprisingly, no, he manages to actually gain a couple of tenths there through turn 6 and 7 up to turn 8. What else have we got going on? Fake Mano, Gwenfro's 1.6 seconds off the back of Packets now. He's got Fake Mano on those real old hard tyres for company alongside Happy Like Pies with the penalty. Happy Like Pies will lose at this present moment in time. Will lose that P7 to Mr. Lethal Pete. And then may not. There he goes. Now he doesn't lose it. Mr. Pete's going to come under pressure from Sharky, though. That's something that's going to happen this lap. So let's jump on board with Sharky then, as he will have a look behind. Fatweed's just dropped off a little bit. He's got to get this move done. Is he up to the outside? They go side by side, and Sharky muscles his way through against Pete on the 8-lap-old medium tyres. Back out in front, though, Freddie Rizal. Underneath 2 seconds, or round about the 2-second mark to the back of the Alpines. Yellow flags, and that is Moo Bouncy again with that damaged wing. He's missed the braking zone by the look of it on that tight left-hander into the long straight and drops to the back of the field. 2 Alpines out in front then. The gap still round about 2.2 seconds to the pair of Red Bulls and Alpines. Both teams flying in formation here on this penultimate lap of the Las Vegas Grand Prix at Moose Racing League. That's MRL. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. You know it's free and it's a nice way of supporting us here at Moose Racing League on this Sunday. Make sure you like the stream as well, of course. We do like a thumbs up on our streams. Bouncy calls it a day in the pit lane. Unsurprising. Hopefully that car doesn't come out the pit and compromise anybody. The gap still 2.2 seconds then. We're going to see Major Castleman probably take the lead of the race again to start the final lap of the race. He'll start this final lap of the race in the lead. Freddie Rozelle will retain P3. 10-second penalty for COM 45 for corner cutting. Unfortunate for the Aston Martin man. Didn't even make it to the pits. Oh no, Bouncy, no way. Hey, yo, Snoop, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. Freddie Rozelle then, 2 seconds the gap, still with that right end plate missing on that Red Bull. Flying in formation with packets. It's Happy Light Pies, 2.9 seconds off the back. He will lose positions, though, to Gwenfro and Fake Mano. They will both jump up to P5 and 6, respectively. Sketchy Bull. Is Sketchy Bull, then, on this final lap here at Las Vegas, is Sketchy Bull going to be racing his teammate for this race victory? Is Major Castleman going to be racing his teammate up towards that final chicane, or will Sketchy Bull just be happy with P2? It's not often you get a chance perhaps to win races in league racing. As Fatweed picks up 3 seconds, that's going to hamper his opportunity. It does look like at the minute he'll lose a position to MB Jacobson down there in P11, because MB Jacobson 4.5 seconds off the back. But here goes Sketchy Bull then, utilising the overtake. But there is a significant gap now. So it looks like Sketchy Bull's just allowed his teammate. The wing will open, though. Looks like Sketchy Bull's going to allow his teammate to win this race. He's not going to put the pressure on. Unless he's just teasing me and he's saved it for the final run. Oh, as Sketchy has a sketchy moment. Gwenfro takes P5. But here comes Major Castleman. Then Major Castleman's going to cross the line in P1 to win this, the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Sketchy Bull crosses the line in second. Freddie Rozelle will be third. Fourth is Packets. Fifth is going to be Gwenfro that gets the move done. Happy Light Pie picks up the penalty but does lose a position out to Fake Mano, who wins that little tussle by finishing P6. Sharky P8. P9 it's Pete reserving up. Well done, Pete. Fatweed P10. MB Jacobson P11. Burn P12. 13 it's going to be Com, and then J-Joe, as he comes around that final chicane, will be the last car to cross the line. Oh, he's not reached the chicane yet, has he? No, he's not reached the chicane yet. He's still starting. He's still starting the long straight. Matt Mage. Happy. I'm sure you are happy. It sounds like a big woo to me. I had red rear wing and front wing. Oh, my Lord, Bouncy. I'll tell you what, mate. I will give you ultimate kudos for seeing that through, my friend. I thought you might have been having a troubled race. You did seem like you were having a couple of issues there. But well done, my friend, for doing what you did. And I know you didn't quite make the finish line, but good stuff, mate. Fred got robbed, says Snoop Francis. Yeah, it'll go into the stewards, mate. All I ask is that, you know, you don't argue in chat about it. You just get the incidents submitted if you're Freddie or if you're Red Bull TP, and let the stewards deal with it. The stewards will deal with it as best they can. There you go then. 2 Alpine drivers and a Red Bull driver on the podium, spraying the champagne onto the Las Vegas crowd. And I'm pretty sure they'll be off down the strip to party hard tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Because why not? So the provisional results then. It's Major Castleman in the Alpine. Started 4th on the grid and gets fastest lap as well, by the way. Picking up maximum points tonight. Sketchy Bull in the Alpine in second. 2 Red Bulls then, Freddie Rozelle and Packets, with Gwenfro in the Mercedes P5. Fake Mano P6 up from 15th. Great drive from him. Kick Sauber's Happy P7. Sharky P8. Mr. Lethal Pete P9. Fatweed P10. P11 it's MB Jacobson. Burn Victim P12. 13 it's Com. 14 is J-Joe. 15 it's Bouncy. Black Baller and Edge, the 2 DNF'd cars on this evening's race. Right then, ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to stay and keep you all entertained for much longer. However, we've got the important part of the evening still yet to come, or an important part of the evening still yet to come then, because we've still got the Quick Donnies, we've still got the boys from Tier 1. They will be getting ready to rock and roll if they haven't already. They'll be getting ready to rock and roll in Tier 1 again around Las Vegas tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all your comments as well, by the way. They really mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Well done to everybody who took part in the race tonight. Good stuff, good driving. A couple of incidents to have a look at in the steward's room, no doubt. But well done to everybody that's taken part at Las Vegas so far tonight across the first 4 tiers. 1 tier left to go, and then it will be good night, Las Vegas. Get yourself down the strip. In summary, flying in formation, it's the Alpines extending the lead at the top of those championship standings. They will take it to round number 7, where they'll go for gold again. Take care, ladies and gentlemen. Good night. My name's Andy Owen, a.k.a. Rage Quit, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Have a magnificent rest of your Sunday and enjoy tier